As next-gen consoles are being sold by the minute in 2021, we are starting to forget the original roots of these consoles and handhelds. What's up guys, this is Retro Collector 101 back here with another video, and in this video, I'll be comparing two of Nintendo's Game Boys, one of which sold terribly while the other sold amazingly.
Alcatraz.
So here are the two Game Boys. So I'll be basically going through three different criteria. Number one being its specs and features. Number two will be a comparison between the two handhelds. And number three will be which one you should buy. So starting with number one, we will be taking a look at the Game Boy Light first, and I'll put the Game Boy Pocket to the side. So basically, the Game Boy Light actually came out 2 years after the Game Boy Pocket. So this one came out in 1998, while the Game Boy Pocket came in 1996. So here is the Game Boy Light. So on the back, you can see two bumps, and those bumps are from the AA batteries that this takes compared to the AAAs in the Game Boy Pocket. It also has quite comfortable buttons that are quite similar to the ones on the Game Boy Pocket. The screen actually has a backlight, which was the first time Nintendo decided to include backlights in the Game Boy Light, and their second time that they attempted at this decision was 6 years later in the Game Boy Advance SP series. So basically, here is the Game Boy Light. If I just turn on the light, you can see that it looks blue on the screen. It is actually a bit more of a greenish color since the LCD display is actually green in real life. So here you can actually change the contrast, and you cannot change the brightness, sadly, which is a bit of a bummer, but you will get used to it. You can also control the volume on the left here, which is pretty nice. So here you can see myself playing tennis. It's a game that I definitely like, but these games are mainly personal preference, really. So anyways, at the top, you can turn the light off, or if you want it on, you can push it to the very end, and if you want it off, you can leave it at the middle. So that's pretty much everything about the Game Boy Light. You probably know a lot about it. Volume-wise, it is pretty loud, but sadly, you can only get this handheld in Japan, which is a bit of a bummer. Now, why don't we take a look at the Game Boy Pocket? So anyways, here is the Game Boy Pocket. It is quite similar to the Game Boy Light. The only thing that is different is that number one, it takes AAA batteries, not AA batteries, which are cheaper. Number two being that it does not have a backlit display. If you just look at the two, it actually has a similar size display, while the Game Boy Light is a bit bigger. So anyways, I find the buttons quite comfortable. It just has them later labeled down there. I also find that it's quite responsive, and for this handheld specifically, you can get it for quite cheap these days. So to the right, like in the Game Boy Light, you can change the contrast, while on the left, you can change the volume. At the top, you can see the switch for turning on the handheld. So here it's off, and when you see the red, that means it's on. So anyways, it's a very good handheld. The back is flat since it uses AAA batteries. You can also connect it to this port if you want to play with your friends, and it's just an all-around good handheld. Again, this handheld is only compatible with original Game Boy games, so that means you cannot play Game Boy Color or obviously Game Boy Advance games on this system. So now, why don't we compare these two handhelds? So the first thing that you can obviously see is that the Game Boy Light has a backlight, while the Game Boy Pocket doesn't. That is a bit of a bummer because that means that you have to get a warm light if you want to play the Game Boy Pocket in the dark, but it's overall not really something that you would probably complain about. On the back, this has the AA batteries, while this one uses AAA, meaning that this one has the 2 bumps, while this one doesn't. It's really personal preference. I actually like the fact that this Game Boy Light has these 2 bumps for the Game Boy, for the battery, sorry. It actually gives you a nice grip, so you can put your finger right in between. But honestly, again, it is really personal preference. So for the Game Boy Pocket, since it does use AAA batteries, it is much lighter. And since it doesn't have a backlit screen, it is also more battery efficient, meaning it can play much longer than the Game Boy Light can. But if you turn off the light, this Game Boy Light can play around the same amount of time compared to the Game Boy Pocket. Now, the Game Boy Pocket was released all around the world, while the Game Boy Light was only released in Japan. So that is why the Game Boy Light can be found for over $100, while the Game Boy Pocket can be found for very cheap these days, since it was one of the best-selling handhelds at the time. So now, which one should you buy? I honestly suggest you to buy the Game Boy Pocket, and that's mainly because it is so much cheaper than the Game Boy Light. If you have those extra bucks lying around, or if you're going to Japan for a little bit of a trip, then sure, you can buy the Game Boy Light. It's still a viable option. Both of them are great systems, but if it comes to the price and bang for your buck, I honestly think that the Game Boy Pocket is better. That's also because you can also get backlight mods for this Game Boy Pocket, and those mods are extremely easy. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, please smash the like button down below. If you want to see more content like this, then please hit the subscribe button. That will really help my channel out. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, and have a nice day. Bye.